Hello student, very good morning to all of you. How are you? I hope you all are happy, healthy and fine at home. Do you remember what were we discussing yesterday? I think yesterday we were discuss about the retrosynthesis of hirsutolone B, the introduction regarding that, why it is essential or why there is a need to study such kind of the compound, because such natural compounds they exhibit the biological activity such as far as this hirsutolone B is concerned, it shows anti-tuberculosis type of the activity, and therefore it is essential to study this molecule in detail. So let us start the retrosynthetic analysis of that. Retrosynthetic analysis, as we know that RSA means what? Retrosynthetic analysis. There it required as a target molecule. Target molecule means what? Whose synthesis being planned is called as a target molecule, and here we are going to consider the target molecule is a hirsutolone B. Hirsutolone B, which is our target molecule, and once we know the target molecule, we can do the retrosynthetic analysis. Retrosynthetic analysis means what? The process of breaking down the target molecule into convenient starting material using disconnection and FGI is known as retrosynthetic analysis. Let's start with that. The first, let's see the target molecule. Which is the target molecule? Let's see here. This is our target molecule which I am drawing here. So look at carefully. This is a target molecule which I am drawing here, C double bond O, then here this, then double bond O, N H, there will be the hydroxy, and as we know that this is the compound where we can, this is the, because there is a need to show the stereochemistry of this compound, then O, then this is the compound. Now there are this junction you can draw the hydrogen like this, and this hydrogen we shows as a trans junction. Here alternatively the hydrogen atom showing by thick line which is above the plane, and the bond which is shown by dotted line, because I am representing this compound by stereochemically, and now here the methyl group present which is below the plane. This is our target molecule, right? This is our target molecule. The name of that target molecule is a hirsutolone B. This is our target molecule. Now what are the main point to identify from the target molecule while doing retrosynthetic analysis? First and the important point, observe these hirsutolone B target molecule carefully and find out, recognize the functional group present in the target molecule. There are different functional group present in the target molecule. Look at here, Now here is a double bond. Here double bond, here also has a double bond. Look at here, carbonyl group. This is a lactam, gamma lactam is present. Alpha, beta and gamma lactam is present. This is one of the moiety. Hydroxyl groups are present. Then aryl ether also present. So these are this compound is a polyfunctional. So it require chemoselective. And what do you mean by the chemoselective? There are many functional group, but one of the functional group particularly react with the specific reagent and the products are formed. So that type of the thing is called as a chemoselective. So here are a number of functional groups are present. Let us see here, I am going to break this functionality, and this functionality, as we know that it is a approach we are going to do. Amide formation, this is amide formation. Amide formation, this is amide formation, or we can say epimerization. Epimerization, or you can say hemiaminal. You can say hemiaminal formation. And this is the compound we have recognized over there. We can break that bond, amide formation or epimerization. What do you get? This is the compound number 1, B we can call it as a, and here we are going to get as a second compound. Second compound I am representing here. Let's see. Here is a 5-membered ring fused with the 6-membered ring. Other stereochemical groups I am representing as it is. Here C double bond O, then here will be CO2 Me, then here this is the double bond you can say over here. Then this group still remains as it is. I am making this bond is thick so that we can clearly see the geometry of that paracyclophane. And here other thing remains as it is. Here is one of the hydrogen atom which goes below the plane. This hydrogen atom should be above the plane. This hydrogen atom should go below the plane. This hydrogen atom, it comes above the plane, and then this is a methyl group as it is. Every other skeleton of the molecule remains as it is. What are the changes I made? I made the changes over here. I use that approach, amide formation or epimerization or hemiaminal formation. Now we got the compound. You can name this compound as a second one. This is a compound which we got as a second one. Now let me show as a here this functionality. Here I am showing now. Here I am using, this is a Ramberg-Backlund. This is a Ramberg-Backlund. Ramberg-Backlund. Here I am using the approach Backlund. Backlund. That approach I am using over there. Another thing remains as it is. And after doing all these things, what do you get? You are going to get over here the structure. This structure remains as it is. I am showing this structure as it is. Other moiety remains as it is over here. Here is what we can call it here, double bond, and now this is the compound which I am showing above one, C double bond O. Then next one, this also remains as it is, CO2 Me ester group. Then this group remains as it is only. Here CH2. Here is a CH2, then CH2, and one more, 1, 2, 3, CH2, and you can show over here, yes, double bond O, and then this remains as it is. There is a sulfur, then this phenyl group we can represent as it is, or we can draw as it is. This is a structure, double bond, oxygen atom, and then this is the bond, and now other rest of the thing remains as it is. Here we can show, you can represent hydrogen atom over here. Here one of the hydrogen atom, then one of the hydrogen atom we can show over here, another hydrogen atom which is above the plane, and this methyl group remains as it is. And this structure we can say this is a third structure. This is a structure number third which we got after this. And now here look at, this is a functionality which I am going to break over here. This is a approach functionalization or cyclization. Functionalization or cyclization. Functionalization or cyclization, oxidation. Functionalization or cyclization, oxidation occurs over here, and after this third compound, here show this double bond which remains as it is. So many times we forgetting that double bond, so you should keep all the stereochemistry as it is. Only whenever the changes are made, the three changes will occur. Remember, this is the structure of hirsothalone B, and that hirsothalone B where we recognize the amide formation or epimerization or hemiaminal formation, and that the changes we carried out over here. After carrying this approach, here we got this is the compound number 2, and that compound number 2 we use as a Ramberg-Backlund approach, and after that we get as this compound, that is compound number 3, and that compound number 3 after that what you are going to get next approach. Let us see over here. Now I am here using the arrow. Let's see over here. Now this is a target molecule 3 now, and that target molecule 3, then here I am showing as a this target molecule 3 how it converted into as a 4. Now after using as a functionalization or cyclization, oxidation, you are going to get the product will be this one 6-membered ring attached to as a 5-membered ring, and then 6, there this double bond and this double bond they are remains as it is, only changes here this also remains as you see, C double bond O. Then you can show over here this is a CO2 Me, after that CH2, and here you can join as a OH. After 2 CH2, 3, 1, 2, first one, and then with OH 1, 2, 3 CH2. So we get as a this compound, and after that here will be O, this the compound which I am representing here, that is a HO and the rest of the thing remains as it is. This is the hydrogen atom which is below the plane, this hydrogen atom is above the plane, this hydrogen atom is above the plane, and this hydrogen atom it should be above the plane, and this methyl group remains as it is, it means below the plane. And this is the molecule which we got, this is the molecule number 4. Now after that we are going to use here here, so make the correction here 3, 1, 2, 3 only, not this 4th. Here make the correction, slight correction is there. CH2, 3 CH2s are there, and they remains as a 1, 2, 3, and not this one. So here also make the correction, this CH2, and then OH. That's the, after doing that we are getting as a that molecule number 4, and that molecule number 4 we are using here is a Grignard's reagent. Here is a Grignard's addition. This is approach we use over here, and then here is a oxidation. Here we are going to use the oxidation, and here we use as a etherification, is where we use as a etherification. That is the approach we are going to use, and after using these approaches we will end up with the next structure. The structure will be this one, compound number 5 we are going to get here. This is a 6-membered ring, then 5, then there is a 6-membered ring. Here this remains as it is, only changes are occur here, this CO2 Me, and here also changes occur OH, and rest of the thing remains as it is. Only is broken from here and here. So this is the compound we got over here, and here the hydrogen atom which is above the plane, this hydrogen atom should be below the plane, this hydrogen atom should be above the plane, this hydrogen atom should be below the plane, and the methyl group which is written over here, it remains as it is, methylene group CH3. So this is the structure number 5 which we have got over here. And after the structure number 5, what you are going to get, let's see here. After the 5, we are going to get the structure number 6 after doing retrosynthesis over here. So we are going to break the bond from here like this. So this is a epoxide opening, so known as a epoxide opening, epoxide opening, or you can say Diels-Alder cascade, or you can say Diels-Alder cascade, Diels-Alder cascade. Very nicely you are going to get this one. After that, after breaking this, the things which we are going to get after that, here you are going to get as a epoxide here, then there will be a double bond, and then this should be CO2 Me, that side, above side, right? And below side, here the methyl group which remains as it is. After methyl, the CH2, and then broken here. After the methyl CH2, then there will be a double bond, one, here is a double bond, not here, double bond, one more double bond, this double bond remains as it is, 3 double bonds are there, then TMS. This is the structure we got, and that is a structure number 6. Here we can break, not this. And from here we can break, so it is called as a Stille coupling, is known as a Stille coupling. So this is a scheme number first, representing retrosynthetic analysis of Hirsute-Tolone B. This representing the retrosynthetic analysis of Hirsute-Tolone B, right? So this is a structure of Hirsute-Tolone B. TMS means trimethyl silyl chloride. So in this way we have seen all the structures obtained from after the retrosynthetic analysis. And in retrosynthetic analysis, as we know that the process of breaking down the target molecule into convenient starting material is known as a retrosynthetic analysis, and here we got the retrosynthetic analysis, and this is the starting material. By using this starting material and reaction condition, we will get our target molecule, which is a hirsutoluene B, by keeping as a reaction condition everything is proper. I think with this, let us stop today here. Remaining we will see in the next lecture. Thank you. Have a nice day.